Assalamu Alaykum. My name is Hijab, and today I'm going to tell y'all the story of me and my hijab and how we came to be. Was I pressed to wear it? Did someone force me? Was I told that if I didn't wear the hijab, I was going to get sent back to Africa? Like, what was it? What led me to put it on? I started wearing the hijab at 19 years old, and that's kind of late when you think of the requirements of hijab and when you're supposed to wear it. But Allahu Alam. I'm going to start, where am I going to start from? We're going to start from young, and then we're just going to like add little tidbits as the story goes along. So grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your matcha, and let's have a chat or come listen to my story. I don't know. Okay, so growing up, I didn't see many women wear the hijab. Like, my mom doesn't wear the hijab. My aunt that were around me didn't wear the hijab. Like, some of them tied scarves around their head. I didn't see hijab as it was supposed to be worn, okay? So I didn't really have an attachment to it, or like, I didn't have any connotation to the hijab besides the fact that Arab women wore it, because I only saw women wearing it at the mosque. Yeah. So growing up, I lived in the Bronx, and then I moved to Alabama, and the schools that I was at, I didn't see people that looked like me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was around black people and white people and Hispanics and mainly Christians. I didn't see a lot of Muslims. Like, 9 times out of 10, I was the only Muslim in my class. So that automatically made me an oddball. Like, that automatically made me an oddball, because not only was I the only Muslim, I was the only African, and the lack of representation, I guess, really played a role in what I deemed as socially okay. Cool. So fast forward, middle school, didn't wear the hijab. I didn't think about it. I started meeting more Muslims, but it wasn't nothing too crazy. Then I got to high school. I think it was around COVID time that I really started doing research about my religion, because I just didn't understand why I was Muslim. Like, I knew I had to fast, I knew I had to pray, I knew the fundamentals of Islam and what I was raised around, but I didn't understand why I was Muslim, what was the right religion, why wasn't I Christian. Everyone around me is Christian, everyone gets to celebrate Christmas, all of these things, okay? Like, I was going through it, but then, alhamdulillah, like, I learned more about the religion, learned more about what it means to be Muslim, and learned more about the obligations of a Muslim woman, and that really, like, kind of pulled me in a little bit, you know? Around my junior year, I started looking more into it, but I didn't think too much of it. Like, it always seemed something so distant for me. Like, I knew I was supposed to wear it, but like, I didn't, and like, that seemed okay because everyone around me wasn't wearing it. You get what I mean? So it wasn't nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Around this time, I think it was around Ramadan, during this time of junior year, I actually tried to wear the hijab. It was actually the summer of junior year going into senior. I put it on, and it was Ramadan. It was Ramadan of junior year. I put it on. I went to Tropical Smoothie. When I tell y'all, that was the most uncomfortable I have ever felt leaving my house. Like, the time I left my house to when I went to Tropical Smoothie to I entered the mosque. Like, I just felt like the whole world and then some was watching me, okay? I realized then and there the hijab is not for me right now. Like, this isn't for me. Maybe it was Shaitan's little tricks or something, but it just, we weren't vibing, okay? It wasn't very vibey. It wasn't very vibey. I didn't think too much of it. Time passed, and it, once again, like, the hijab just really felt something so distant. It felt so distant. Like, it did not feel like I could wear the hijab. That's literally how it felt. Like, everyone that I saw that was wearing it, they were supposed to wear it because they're hijabis. Like, this is what they do. Me, this isn't me, because I wasn't seeing anybody else do it. And maybe that is like a sad thing or whatever, but Allahu Alam, God knows best. So one of the things that I realized with my hijab journey in high school was that I always tried to fit the hijab around my life. Like, you know how you say, I'm gonna put the hijab on when I get married. You know, I like to wear my hair out, maybe when I'm tired of like wearing wigs and knotless braids and stuff like that. You know, I like going to pool parties, and you can't really be a hijabi and put on a swimsuit. Like, that just doesn't like go. That's literally how I was. I ran track too, so I'm like, okay, you know what? I really like my itty bitty shorts. Like, I don't want to run in tights. Who wants to run in tights? Like, that's literally what my mindset was, which I think kind of slowed my process down a little bit. I was really attached to the things that I had going on in my life. I keep slouching. Oh my God. Okay, I was really attached to the things that I had going on in my life at the time, and I just wasn't ready to give that up. When I got to college, I knew I was like, not right when I got to college, but towards the end of my freshman year of college, I kind of knew that I was going to wear the hijab. I started easing up on a lot of things. I wasn't going out as much. I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. All these things. And then I want to fast forward to my sophomore year. December of my sophomore year, which was December 2023. Or was it 23? No, this is my freshman year. Okay, December 2023. Cool. I don't know where that other part came from. It was the end of my first semester, my fall semester of freshman year. Pause, y'all. College semesters really do be feeling like years because so much happens in a semester. Fall semester, freshman year, I was easing up on a lot of things that I was accustomed to in high school. Like going out was not for me anymore. Going to parties wasn't really for me anymore. I never really drank. I never drank at all, actually. So like stuff like that, like it was easy to let go of, okay? And then that whole year already, I had already had like 1,000,001 hairstyles. It's like God was literally preparing me and telling me like, girl, you are going to wear the hijab one way or another. I don't know what it's going to be, but you're going to wear it. Whole time he knew what it was going to be. He knew what he was going to do to really give me that push that I needed to start wearing the hijab. So December of my freshman year, I was detaching from all the things that I was accustomed to, all these things. And I made a vision board with my cousin. This was the first time I ever made a vision board. And one of the things that I put on there, I actually might show y'all my vision board. One of the things that I put on my vision board was a hijabi. I knew that I was going to wear the hijab by the end of 2024. Like it was December 2023. And I knew that by December 2024, I was going to wear the hijab. I just didn't know how. Lo and behold, whole time God knew. Whole time God knew what he was going to do to guide me to put on the hijab. And January of my freshman year, I lost my best friend. And when I tell y'all to this day, his death is still one of the most traumatizing things I've ever experienced. Like, I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy, okay? His death genuinely, like, altered the course of the rest of my life. Genuinely. In my head. Because we all know the qadr of Allah, like this was already written for us. Everything in life is already predestined. So God knew, I just didn't know. And it felt like my world was literally in shambles. It felt like everything was going wrong. Like it just, when I tell you I would not wish this upon my worst enemy, I would not wish this upon my worst enemy. And alhamdulillah for the healing process, because I am able to sit here today and talk about his death and the impact it had on me without crying. Okay, sometimes I do still cry, but it's not as bad as it was, you know. After his death, after he had passed away, you know, the grieving process, the stages of grief, I was in denial for a long time. But I'm not going to lie, I wasn't in denial for too long. I was in denial, but I wasn't. He died on Tuesday night. I found out Wednesday. My cousin was in Alabama on Thursday. Okay, I told my cousin, hey, look, I'm going to wear the hijab soon, so prepare. I didn't know when, once again, but I knew that I was going to wear it. And I knew it was going to happen soon because I was so paranoid. I was so paranoid that I was going to die. I'm going to paint a picture for you. My best friend passed away in January. I went to I want to say this is the wake. I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar with Christian funerals and how the whole process works, even though I've been to two, but I'm still not familiar with the names or anything, okay? I saw his body in the casket, and being that close to a dead body really does do something to you. The presence of death is just in the air. Like, you can feel it almost. That's how it felt, okay? And so after that day, when I really, like, it really confirmed, like, hey, he's no longer here, I started putting myself in that position. Like, one day I'm going to be dead. One day I'm going to be in a casket. One day someone's going to be lowering my body into a grave, and one of two things can happen. I can start wearing the hijab now, and when I pass away, which InshaAllah is going to be a long time from now, when I pass away, I'm already going to be familiar with the hijab. Or I'm going to pass away, and that's going to be my first time wearing the hijab. Which one is it? I'm going to have to be covered either way. Is it going to be now, or is it going to be when I pass away? Pick your poison. Okay, that's what was going through my brain. And every day that I wasn't wearing the hijab was another day that I felt like God was going to take my soul. That's what was going through my brain, okay? And so after having these little mini existential crises, I decided to wear on March 5th, 2024. And the few days leading up to that, I had my hair in still, and I was still dressing however I wanted. Like, it really was like uncovered one day, covered the next. That's literally what it was. So I took my hair down, and I was telling myself, okay, after I take my hair down, I'm going to put on the hijab. After I take my hair down, I'm going to put on the hijab. So I took my hair down, and I was like, well, dang, I got to wash it. But then I was like, I cannot wash my hair and throw the hijab on over it. Like, clean hair and hijab is not synonymous. That was my first day. I called everyone that I knew. I called my mom. I called my aunts back home. I called my grandmother. I called everyone. And alhamdulillah, they were all making dua for me. They were all proud of me. One of my friends, she actually started wearing the hijab in December. And literally a couple of months before, it was at her birthday dinner. So we were talking about hijab. And I was like, you know what? I'll do it whenever you do it. And she was like, okay, she'll do it whenever I do it. Like, we were just saying we're going to do it whenever the other person does it. And she ended up started wearing it in December. I think her anniversary is December 8th. And then I followed like 4 months later. But yeah, everyone was so happy for me. I called all of my friends. One of my friends, she actually cried. Two of them, one of them I'm still friends with. The other one, we're like not as close anymore. But both of them actually cried when they saw me. Because I told them in October of 2023 that I was going to start wearing the hijab. I told them in October. So I knew. I just felt it in me. So that's the story of how I started wearing the hijab. Ever since I've started being consistent with TikTok, a lot of girls have reached out to me telling me like, you know, I want to start wearing the hijab, but I don't know what to do. Like, I have so many close friends with me now, like, that are working towards that are striving for hijab, but you know, Allahu Alam, like, it just hasn't started yet. Their journey just hasn't started yet. And all I can think is like, girl, I know how you feel. Okay, I was basically in this 1 year long waiting process of putting on the hijab before I actually put it on. And so trust me and believe me when I say I understand how you feel. Two of the things that I had to realize when I put on the hijab was, one, which is a driving factor for me, is death waits for no one. And to kind of tie along with this, death waits for no one, but also the hijab is never going to be a thing that you're ready for, you know? And I hope I'm not contradicting myself by saying that, but literally the hijab is not something you're ever going to be ready for. Like, you're never going to have the right clothes. You're never going to have the mindset. It's never going to be a perfect day, because every day that you wear the hijab, there's always going to be something that you could be doing that you're going to want to do. Like, there's days where I wear the hijab and I want to go put on a swimsuit. Like, I literally put on a bikini top this morning and I just wanted to see if I still had it, even though I haven't worn a bikini in over a year, over 2 years actually. You know, like, there's days where I still want to wear knotless braids. There's days where I still want to go get a wig to see how good I look. There's days where I still want to do a lot of things, but like, you just actively have to choose to want to wear it. Like, that's literally the easiest way I can put it. Alhamdulillah, for me, in the moment when I first started putting it on, it was easy because it was driven by fear. Like, I was fearful. That's why I put it on. And only God knows why or how I was able to literally jump off the deep end, going from never having worn the hijab before a day in my life outside of that one time and outside of when I pray, to being fully covered, like literally fully covered. Like, I wore a black thick garter, I wore a black sweatshirt and a black maxi skirt. That was my first day outfit, okay? Like, there's no way I went from crop top boobs, not boobs out, but like boobs out, to wearing this. It's never gonna be a day that you're ready. You literally just have to actively choose every single day to wear it. And then another thing as well that I realized is that you can't think of hijab as forever. Like, obviously the goal is forever, but you know how they say shoot for the moon and then land amongst the stars? That's literally how it is. Strive for forever, actively choose every day, and if you mess up, you mess up, but like, your intention is to do it forever. You know, I hope that makes sense. Hijab is one of the things where it's like, if you go running to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's going to come. If you go walking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's going to come running to you. And so you just actively act to choose it and make that step, sis. Make that step. I wanted to like talk a little bit more about it, like my favorite things about it, my least favorite things about it. But inshallah, I might just make that a part 2 because this video is already running long. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't like doing hard things. And keeping my videos short makes it easier for me to not get discouraged from editing them. That's what keeps me going. Yeah, if y'all want me to do like a part 2, kind of like giving advice about hijab, where to find clothes, wearing hijab in like a non-predominantly Muslim area, let me know, or don't let me know, and I'm gonna just do it because I want to do it because this is my page. Okay. But yeah, that's all I have for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed. Follow me on social media so we can click, so we can link, so we can get to know one another. You know, let's do that. Help me reach my goal of being consistent on this platform by telling me more videos that y'all want to see, or just liking, subscribing, whatever you decide. I'm not picky. I don't judge. I don't judge. So yeah, inshallah, this video sees the light of day. Assalamu alaikum.